Everybody's ready? We'll call the meeting to order. Call the roll.
Jack Banks.
Here.
Kenny Anderson.
Here.
Deb Collier. Here. Chetty Smith.
Here.
Benny McCall. Judge Adams.
Here. Do the Pledge of Allegiance, and Jack, you lead us in prayer. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you this morning, Father, and we're always thankful for our blessings. Lord, we ask you, Father, to bless this meeting, bless us to make the right decisions, Father, and help our communities and our county, Father. And Lord, we ask, Father, that you'll bless this country. And it's times that we need you, Father, and this is now, Lord. Father, we ask you, Lord, to bless the ones that's lost loved ones throughout our communities. Father, we'll always give you praise, honor, and glory. We ask this, Father, in Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
I'd like to welcome everybody here this morning, Monday, September 15th, 2025. We'll get right into it. We got any committee reports? Okay. Item 2, approve the minutes of the previous meeting. We had a special call and a regular. Y'all had time to look over those. See if there's any corrections.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second. Call the roll when you're ready.
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb. Yes. Chetty.
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. New business, item 1, update from ERCS. Ms. Breen.
Good morning. The first thing we got is just a regular status update. And FEMA, we purchased 73 and demolished 64, and we've got 2 to close this month. The remaining copies are printing under documentation or pending file. And then in NRCS, we have 58 that have been purchased and 14 that have been demolished. We've got 21 that are pending closings. We've got a lot of closings in the next couple months. And the remaining are mostly just pile work. In terms of demolition, we have some to award today. The remaining ones that are ready, we're waiting on demo plans from NRCS. They said there's a nationwide ArcGIS outage, so they've been delayed on getting us demo plans. Hopefully we'll get those back so we can get them out next month. I handed out the procurement for the month.
Okay.
First one we got is 3 properties for demo. Lowest bid was Bedrock between them, but we had a late submission on his, so we're going to recommend award to Razorback.
We doing it individually on those. We making a motion or?
Razorback got the low bid on all of them, so
Okay.
which way you want to do it?
I'll make a motion to accept the NRCS buyout for Razorback truck and demolition.
I'll second.
Call the roll, ain't you?
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb. Yes. Chetty.
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes.
Next one we finally got an asbestos abatement bid. So those properties in NRCS that have been waiting for a couple of months, we can finally get those done. The only bid was Bluegrass asbestos abatement.
And that's what's been holding us up, is that asbestos even
Get
getting.
those out this month and have them out for demo next month.
I have a motion to award those abatement projects.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Call the roll, ain't you?
Chetty.
Yes.
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb. Yes. Judge Adams.
Yes.
Next one we have 2 resolutions to approve. We're submitting 2 grant requests for the 10% local share for the new NRCS buyout. So the first one is the Flood Control Local Matching Fund Program, and the other one is the Government Resources Accelerating Needed Excavation Grant Program. can approve these resolutions so we can submit that application.
Is that in resolution form or is it?
Yeah, a form for you to sign.
Okay. Let me read those off again, or you want to read it for you?
Sticky notes off.
Do we have copies of these?
No, but I can, I'll get some.
Read it. Whereas Letcher County Fiscal Court of Letcher County, Kentucky is eligible to apply for receive federal and/or state financial assistance for disaster recovery, floodplain management, and/or property acquisition programs. Whereas participation in such programs requires submission of an applicant and, if awarded, the execution of contracts, assurances, and other legal documents. And whereas the applicant recognizes the need to designate an authorized official to act on its behalf in all matters relating to the application and administration of such programs. Therefore, it be resolved by Letcher County Fiscal Court of Letcher County, Kentucky as follows. The applicant hereby authorizes submission of an application to the Government Resources Accelerating Needing Transformation Grant Program. The applicant further authorizes and directs the County Judge Executive and ERCS to execute and submit all applications, forms, contracts, assurances, agreements, deeds, and any other necessary documentation on behalf of the applicant, and to act as the official representative of the applicant for purposes of this program. And this is for the grant to pay
Yeah, for the 10% local share.
10%.
Yeah, so just to get that covered, so the county's not responsible for it.
We have a motion on that resolution.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
I'll second it.
Top row, ain't you?
Yes. Chitty?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. And the second one is the application authorizing submission of an applicant and the execution of all required agreements. Whereas the Letcher County Fiscal Court of Letcher County, Kentucky assistance for disaster recovery, floodplain management, and/or property acquisitions programs, where participation in such programs requires the submission of an application and award, the execution of contracts, assurances, and other necessary legal documents. Whereas the applicant recognizes the need to designate an authorized official to act on its behalf in matters relating to the application and administration of such programs. Now therefore it be resolved by the Letcher County Fiscal Court of Letcher County as follows. The applicant hereby authorizes submission of an application to the Flood Control Local Matching Fund Program. The applicant further authorizes directs the County Judge Executive and ERCS to execute and submit all applications, forms, contracts, assurances, agreements, deeds, and other necessary documents on behalf of the applicant, and to act as the official representative of the applicant for purposes of this program. Do I have a motion on that resolution?
I'll make a motion.
One second.
Call the roll, Lynch.
Kenny?
Yes.
Dale? Yes. Chitty?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. And those two grants will secure all of that?
Yeah, so we're submitting two, just in case one falls through, just so we're covered on that. But both would cover it fully. Yeah, we wouldn't have anything to say. And then last thing is I just hand out that status report. You should all have the most recent copy of that. That's all I got. If you got any questions for me.
Where's Brandon at?
He's covering an inspection this morning. One of our people had a
Because we got a bad communication problem. We can't get no answers about none of this stuff, and here he skipped out again.
He was supposed to be here, but he's covering somebody that.
I know, that's what I'm saying, it's skipped around, and even some of the other guys that works higher up in the county says they can't get no communication with him either.
I'll have him call.
Thanks, Brent.
I don't know why. Guess she took that.
Item 2, discuss the Arley Bog school deed. Mr. Darrell Hall. Welcome, Darrell.
Good morning. My name's Darrell Hall, and I'm the Letcher County School Board Attorney. And the reason I'm here today is to get the deed, and I believe, Judge, you have a copy of the deed.
Yeah.
And I'll give you some background information on that. It started back in 1989, and at that time, the board had voted to do some work to the Arley Bog Elementary School. And in order to raise the money to do that work, they had to do a bonding issue through the bonding ordinance that was in effect at that time. That ordinance required the board to deed the property over to the county, and the county in turn leased the property back to the board. In addition to that, the board had to pay rental payments, and I believe the rental payments were $199,585 per year. Those didn't come back to the county. They actually went to the bank that was handling the bond issue and the interest on the bond. Now, the statutes and the regulations that were in effect at that time required the board and the county to enter into a contract, lease, and option. And it's a 32-page document. It's on record over in the county clerk's office. And all that is spelled out in this document, this 32-page document here. The one that we're interested in today is item 4, and basically what that item says, and when I say item 4, I'm talking about item 4 in the contract itself. Basically what that says is that once the bonds are paid, then the county has to deed the property back over to the board. And it's similar to when you buy a car, if you have to finance it, basically the finance people, they hold a lien on the property until you pay for it. In this case, the county held a lien on this property to make sure that the board paid those bonds off, because if the board didn't pay them, then the county would have to pay them. Now, that was back in 1989. Since that time, all the bonds have been paid in full, and so it's time now for the county to deed that property back over to the board, and that's why I'm here today. Basically, what the court will be doing today is simply complying with the final provisions of this contract here. And if you have any questions or anything, feel free.
Why did they wait till the school closed to get this deed fixed back if it's been done so long?
That's a common practice. I'll give you an example. Whenever the Flemington property was sold, the fiscal court had to do a deed back to the board. And basically the reason there's no way to do it is because it's written in the contract. The court, I say fiscal court, they're bound by the terms of this contract, and so there's really no need to rush it. That's basically it.
So there's no really requirement to do anything till the status of the property changes or whatever?
Well, under ideal circumstances, there would have been a deed done as soon as the bonds were paid off. But you must remember, public agencies sometimes do not act as quickly as they should because there's so much other stuff that's much more pressing than this particular item is.
Any more questions or
Is
motion?
that the only two school properties that you have come into contracts with, is Neon and Eola?
I believe also under this, if you read this, I believe the old Whitesburg High School property also fell under this one too. Because there were three schools. The total amount of the bonds, I think, was like $2 million. And I believe they spent that $2 million on the old Whitesburg High School, the Arley Boggs School, and the Fleming Grade School. But that was back in '89, and I actually wasn't the board attorney at that time, but looking at these other documents, that appears to be what happened.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to deed the Arley Boggs School back to the school board?
Well,
So Darrell, even though it's in the contract that the court is required to, does that have to come to a vote, or since it's a binding contract, why would the court have to vote? Only because I never dealt with this particular thing before, so I don't.
I think procedurally the court has to vote to transfer property.
Yes. Any time a public agency deals with property, whether it's the fiscal court or the board, you still have to go through the motion and the order so that years down the road, there'll be a record of what happened.
Okay.
Because a public agency can't just up and yield property to another entity, so to speak.
And the court is bound by that contract anyway.
They are. They are.
I'll make
Contract-
that motion. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that the contract was, at that back in '89 was signed by the judge, who was the judge at 1989. And it was also signed by the board chairman back in 1989 also.
What was your motion, Jack?
Make the motion to go ahead and convey the deed or the lease back to the Letcher County School Board on the Arley Boggs Elementary projects.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Call roll, Angie.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny, Deb,
Yes.
Teddy,
Yes.
Judge Adam.
Yes. You want to follow up, Kenny, or just pass?
Thank you.
Thanks, Darrell. Appreciate it.
Take this one and I'll give this next up our meeting.
Try not to mix with nothing.
Shuffling.
Thanks, Darrell.
Thank you.
Item 3, approve the 2024 franchise tax on gas, oil, LSG settlement, 2024 property tax. Sheriff's Office, Ms. LaShawna Frazier.
Good morning, guys. Okay, so in front of you should be the settlement sheet for each franchise, gas and oil, limestone, sand and gravel, and the property tax. I mean, it's just the county settlement that has to be done before we, and sent into state to show that we presented it to you. Totals are all pending an actual state audit. So these are, just something that y'all have to vote on and let me know if you have any questions.
We have a motion to approve the 2024 franchise tax.
I I make that motion to approve the 2024 franchise tax.
Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
Call the roll, each.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb.
Yes.
Teddy.
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Anything else?
Yeah, you gotta do each one.
Each one of them individually? Okay. All right.
No.
Okay. So we do the gas and oil as one
Yes.
with the limestone, sand, and gravel? Got a motion on the 2024 gas, oil, limestone, sand, and gravel.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Teddy.
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb.
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. So which one haven't we?
The 2024 property tax.
Property tax for 2024. Got a motion on those. That's the last page, ain't it?
I make a motion on the 2024 property tax settlement with the sheriff's office.
Do I have a second on the 2024 tax?
I'll second it.
Call the roll, Angie.
Deb.
Yes.
Teddy.
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else? Thank you. Let's keep coming right on. Thanks, LaShawna. Item 4, update from Craig. Miss Lisa Navy. Good morning.
Don't really have a whole lot to discuss, just want to let everybody know. We did get awarded from Mountain Cost Operating Clinic. They got $1.5 million through AML funds. City of Whitesburg got $2.2 million through AML for their wastewater treatment plant upgrade. And I know you've had questions before on the Loggy Hollow project. We are getting ready to submit the environmental and evidentiary within the next few weeks. So within the next month, but we've got to have a 15-day comment period once we put it in paper, and another 15-day comment period from DLG. So it'll be at least another month and a half.
Thank you, Lisa.
And after that month and a half,
Then we'll be able to, once we get the release of funds, then we can put it out for bid and get started.
that's great. So it's possible for that to start before winter?
Hopefully.
I know we're getting a lot of calls from over.
Yeah, I'll you myself. So.
Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Millstone Water Project, is that up for, soon will be up for bid?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
What about the Red, sorry, go ahead.
No, okay.
Red Star and Turkey Creek.
That one, let's see, I think they're doing Millstone first, and then they're going to go to Red Star. How they're going to be doing it. They're making one priority before the other one. That makes sense.
Well, really it don't, but Line Fort Red Star's been a project for a long time, and I don't know how Millstone got put in front of it.
I can double
And everybody needs water, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, I know, and let's double check that, Teddy, I may be wrong, but I know that in the last AML meeting, I remember them discussing it, and there was one was going in front of the other one, and I think that was how it was. I could be wrong, I'll double check that and let you know.
Can we push both those at the same time?
I can try.
Let's do that.
I can discuss it with AML and see what we can do.
Any move on Common River? Anything different?
Cumberland River Phase 4, we're getting ready to submit it to DOG as well, so hopefully within the next month and a half, 2 months.
Okay. All right.
Been getting a lot of evidentiary and environmental stuff together, so.
Thank you.
That environmental stuff is a lot of times the holdup on a lot of these
Yeah,
projects.
where we have to send out like scoping letters and stuff, we have to wait 30 days to get responses on things. We have to put stuff in the paper that has to run for 15 days, another 15 days. And it's just very time consuming. Usually they say they're supposed to take anywhere from 45 to 60 days, but sometimes it's longer. Especially when you're dealing with certain tribes and stuff in certain areas.
What about the Campbell Branch grant? Have we resubmitted it, or?
Was that an ARC?
I think it was.
I think it got turned down the last time.
Okay, ARC's open right now,
Yeah.
so we'll probably be resubmitting it by the end of October.
And that was a grant, the partner there was Wheeler Cornet Woods. or- Any other questions? Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Move on to item 5, the jail commissary report. Mr. Brian Sloan. Welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
As of 8/1/2025, there was $50,066.37 in the commissary account. Deposits made was $21,279.97. Deposit of the HB 556, which is for the education, $116. Total receipts on that is $21,395.97. Total funds available will be $71,402.34. Checks that went out for the inventory was $6,882.65. Paying the med tech is $2,317.50. Entertainment expense is $224.96. Inmate state payroll, which is working inmates, is $5,738.91. Half pay for deputy run commissary is $1,273.20. Half pay for the medical transport is $1,448.36. Fees and co-pays, $4,196.63, which brings a grand total of $22,082.11, which leaves a cash balance of $8/31/2025 is $49,320.22. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Any questions or anything?
Have you replaced Jeff yet? Have you found somebody to do that?
Yeah, he don't work.
He did.
No.
So he's good with us, good.
Yeah, he's still gonna do it.
Good. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, I was on vacation, they hollered at me, that he was better more than he was out. This is the lady is, I guess.
He does a good job with that
He
program.
does, he does a good job, I think he does. He's very good with the public, he's very respectful, you know.
Very helpful.
Yeah. All right, if there's nothing else, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 6, approve the new hires. Got Abby Taylor in the jail, Robert Johnson in jail, Billy Cole in the jail, Heather Trout, Rec Center, Juliana Yance at the Rec Center, Whitney Stanley in the jail, Anthony Barrett in sanitation, and Jonathan Bennett in the jail. Got a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the new hires.
I second.
Call the roll.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Chitty,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Deb.
Yes. Item 7, approve resolution for Joseph Drive. You want to explain that to us, Jack?
Oh, I thought I had done that. Anyway, Joseph's Drive was a county road that we've had for, I guess, many, many years. And since then, the occupants, one home burnt, and the other lady, I think she passed away, and that left one, and I think the flood got into that one, and they sold out. But anyway, the remaining family members of these people want to close Joseph Drive because it's a long road going along the headwaters of the Cumberland River, and a lot of four-wheelers come back there. And one of the owners has a sort of a little camp set back there. They got the kids back there. They go back there and enjoy the weekend with a camper, and they just want to close it off, and there's no use for us to keep it and maintain it. It's 0.247 miles in length, and they want to put a gate on that road. So basically, we're just basically not going to keep Joseph Drive anymore, and we want to pull it from the road plan. All the paperwork has been signed, and that's about it.
You want to read that resolution?
Whereas pursuant to KRS 178.115, the Letcher County Fiscal Court has authority to open, establish, discontinue, or alter certain public roads as county roads, and whereas it is necessary for the entire 0.247 mile length of Joseph Drive, CR 1530, to be discontinued as a county road and no longer maintained or used for the benefit of the public and citizens of Letcher County, and whereas all appropriate action has been taken to discontinue this road as a county road, now therefore be it resolved by the Letcher County Fiscal Court that CR 1530 or Joseph Drive is formally discontinued as a county road and shall be removed from the county road inventory dated this the 15th day of September 2025.
We have a motion on that resolution.
I make that motion to remove Joseph Drive.
Have a second.
I'll say.
Call the roll.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny, Deb,
Yes.
Chad,
Yes.
and Jack.
Yes. And I didn't introduce Michael Watts here. He's standing in for Jamie. Jamie had a court case today, and he's standing in for our county attorney. We do appreciate you. Item 8, second reading of adoption of the speed limit on Bull Creek Road.
We go ahead. Be it ordained by the Letcher County Fiscal Court, Whitesburg, Letcher County, Kentucky, as follows. Article 2, general provisions that the speed limit on the county road known as Bull Creek Road, Letcher County, Kentucky, is hereby set in an amount not to exceed 15 miles per hour for the section of CR 1368 between the intersections of Amos Road, STA 0+00, and ending at the Perry-Letcher boundary by all traveling vehicles. Article 4, penalties. Any operator found to be in violation of the above set speed limits shall be fined in an amount equal to $2 per each mile per hour in excess of said speed limit. That in addition to the fine as set forth above, the operator of said vehicle shall be assessed all applicable court costs as set forth in KRS 189.394, sections 1 through 7. Article 5, effective date, this ordinance shall become effective upon the second reading and adoption of the same. First reading was 8/18 of this year.
I'm gonna make the motion on that, and I'm gonna explain, because some folks in that area don't understand why we done this, but I was approached with some residents over there to do this section of the road because the houses through that area and the dust, and they got some children that plays there, and they had asked me to do that. So I'll make the motion on that.
Do you have a second?
I second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb.
Yes.
Chitty.
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Item 9, approve Letcher County Public Library Board member. Jeanette Ladd come up for, her term was ending, and she requested to come off of the library board. So I recommend that we place Willa Johnson in her place on the library board. We have a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to replace Jeanette with Willie Johnson.
You have a second?
Second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Chitty.
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb.
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Item 10, to discuss developer agreement between Letcher County Fiscal Court and Holmes. Have you looked at that, Michael?
I have glanced at it, Jamie's went over it, he thought it was fine, just needed to be voted on whether or not fiscal court wants to enter into that or not. I didn't see anything that jumped out to me either.
So what this contract is, agreement is, Holmes is doing those flood recovery properties and actually doing the building on these properties for us. And this kind of just solidifies that agreement with Letcher County Fiscal Court and Holmes. You want to read the whereas there, Michael?
Sure.
From there.
Whereas pursuant to Public Law 117-43 and Federal Register Volume 87, number 100, at 87 FR 6326 and 117-180 Federal Register Volume 88, number 11, at 88 FR 3198. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, has awarded a total of $123,936,000 in community development block grant disaster recovery funds to the Commonwealth for activities authorized under Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974, 42 U.S.C. 53001, and described in the Commonwealth Action Plan, herein referred to as the Action Plan. And whereas pursuant to Public Law 117-180, Federal Register Volume 88, number 96, at 88 FR 32046, the U.S. Department of Housing Urban Development has awarded a total of $297,994,000 in community development block grant disaster recovery funds to the Commonwealth for necessary expenses for activities authorized under Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 and described in the Commonwealth's Action Plan. Whereas the Commonwealth has engaged the county to assist the Commonwealth in utilizing such funds to carry out a part of the Commonwealth's federal award by committing $17,529,000 of the Commonwealth's federal award to the county pursuant to grant agreement number 22D-020. And whereas the county wishes to engage the developer to assist the county in utilizing such funds to carry out a part of the county's federal award by committing $17,529,000 of the county's federal award pursuant to this agreement, and whereas the developer is a nonprofit corporation, has experience as a developer of housing for low and moderate income persons, and has demonstrated its experience and qualifications to the county, and whereas this project will provide for the construction of 46 single-family homes for sale to LIM income-eligible households at 3 site locations across Letcher County. Whereas the developer has legal authority to enter this agreement, and the developer's governing body has duly adopted a resolution authorizing the developer to enter this agreement with the county by signing this agreement to ensure that the county to ensure the county that it will comply with all the requirements of the subaward described herein, and whereas this agreement constitutes the entire agreement between the parties, superseding all prior oral or written statements or agreements for the provision of the CDBG-DR funds between county and developer. Now, therefore, in consideration of the mutual covenants, promises, and obligations, and subject to the terms and conditions in this agreement, and which may be more thoroughly defined, but which are not waived or abridged in the closing documents attached as Exhibit A, collectively referred to as award documents, the parties understand and agree as follows.
Any questions on that agreement?
So the county is agreeing to award them $17,529,000 of the county federal award.
The county was awarded the funds, and Holmes is kind of executing the building of the funds.
I make that motion that we, that with the agreement between LCFC and Holmes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Call roll.
Bill?
Yes.
Chetty?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Item 11, discuss the lease between Letcher County Fiscal Court and Campbell's Branch Community Center. You want to talk about that a little bit more?
We have formed a new committee for the Campbell's Branch Community Center, and we're trying to build up the lower end of the property to use for the center. We've had several events that has raised some money for it, and we've got several more all the way through to December. Community is having great turnout, very much, it's very successful. We just had the cruise in Saturday, done real well with that, and there's a lot of people that is supporting us and coming out. And so we're trying to grow on the end that we can until the decision is made about the actual school building itself.
And this lease agreement is just a formal agreement allowing the community committee to be on the property and to execute their projects and grow the Campbell's Branch area.
I guess my question, that's the whole property. The sites for the campers and all that, okay.
That's the entire property on our grounds.
I'll make the motion, we go into this lease agreement.
Thank you.
I'll second.
I will add that everything y'all doing down there is great. I mean, it's...
Thank you, we appreciate it. We're working hard, and the community is very appreciative. I have a lot of people asking what our plans are and things like that, and I just tell them we're growing what we can, and waiting for the answer on the school building, and then we'll go from there too. But we've got, if we get to keep part of it, we've got plans for whatever happens. We're just looking for the future.
And we as a court appreciate your all's commitment. I know it's been hard work, and y'all doing a great job.
And they're starting from nothing, so if you could support them, it'd be good.
Yeah, for sure. Call the roll, please.
I do roll call, Judge. There is a correction that needs to be done on that document.
Okay.
On the signature, on your title, name and title. So I'm going to do it.
Last page.
On the judge's name and title, yes. On the second to last page.
Page 5 and page 6.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Signature block, and then on the notary block as well.
We'll note those changes and get that fixed, corrected. Call the roll, Angie.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Chetty?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. We thank y'all. Heard the cruise in was great over the weekend, so.
Yeah, there was a real good turnout. and everybody's expecting more.
Sounds great. Appreciate you all.
They've got a Jeep and ATV, what's the date on that?
October the 4th, there's a charity Jeep ride, is what they're calling it. We're gonna have a food and dinner.
You want to come up here to the podium and tell me?
Sorry. I'm sorry. We're gonna do the community Jeep ride, or charity Jeep ride, October the 4th. It's gonna start at the center at 11, and they're gonna do a couple of local people are going to guide the tour, and then they're going to come back to the center at 4, and we're going to be serving food and dinner. We're going to have bluegrass music.
Is it?
There's going to be like the $10 ticket for the driver of the Jeep, and then the meals are open to the public too for $10. And it's soup, beans, sauerkraut, meat, macaroni, tomatoes, cornbread, and
Ooh, that sounds good.
Hopefully still a lot of you there.
What time did you say?
The Jeep ride is going to start at 11 from the center, and then they're going to come back to the center at 4. And we're going to start the dinners from there. And I'm not sure when the music's going to start yet, because Fred and T and Will Call is going to be the ones that's doing the music. Some of it's going to depend on Darlene T's wife. Her mother's not doing too good right now, so he may not actually be with it, but Fred and Will definitely will be there, so.
Is there a phone number somebody needs, has questions they can call?
Well, I'm using my cell because we don't have a phone number down there, so I can give it if you want to take it down. Plus we've got.
If you want to give that, if not.
No, it's fine, because I have it posted on Facebook too, on our web, stuff, but it's 859-361-8503. And I use that because I'm not home most of the time. But
We appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you.
And always can get in touch with Chetty too if you can't get a hold. He pretty much knows what's going on too. Before we go to item 12, I know Eunice is on for public comments, but if you want to go ahead and talk about the long-term recovery.
Okay, I provided everyone with a handout that has a few notes from the recovery plan. We have just finalized the plan. This was a plan that was, our team lead was DCNC, and then QK4 is who I work with. We also assisted with that development of the plan. The plan is to guide Letcher County's recovery and growth after the 2022 floods. It is built on the National Disaster Recovery Framework, focusing on housing, infrastructure, economy, health and social services, natural and cultural resources, and community capacity. And it is designed as a living document, so the projects we expect to be adaptable and evolve as needs and opportunities evolve within the county. The community engagement played a key role shaping the plan. We had community input at the meeting that was held at the rec center, and participants discussed vision and goals and prioritized projects and discussed some of the opportunities with the buyout properties. We also were involved with meeting with a lot of planning partners in developing the plan, local leaders within the county, nonprofits, community groups, federal and state agencies, other engineering partners, and also Lisa already left, but we were involved a lot with CRAD, with a lot of the projects that are going on within the county. We also participated in those recovery partners meetings, such as CRAD's committee meetings that were held immediately after the flood, and then also the public meetings with the Magic Letcher. There was a nonprofit luncheon, and then there were a couple of funding and project coordination meetings where CRAD was involved, along with other engineering firms like Nesbitt, who works a lot with Neon and with Whitesburg and Jenkins. So we had those type of infrastructure meetings. The projects that are in the plan, they are broken out into 3 tiers for immediate needs, midterm, and long-term. Those projects include housing recovery, water and sewer upgrades, a business incubator, the airport, the various tourism initiatives that are going on within the county, and then also, as I mentioned, the buyout properties for reuse. The Long-Term Recovery Committee met on September the 8th to review priorities and to start taking action on the implementation part of the plan. There were many successes along the way while we were developing the plan. A couple that I do want to mention are the high ground housing projects, which is the cottages at Thompson Branch site, providing safe high ground housing for flood survivors. And then also the FEMA NRCS voluntary buyout program, which ERS updated with you all on, a successful implementation of offering homeowners in the high-risk flood areas relocation assistance. The next steps for the plan is to continue with implementation of priority projects. The committee will be meeting monthly. Right now, I am assisting kind of the implementation part of that to help facilitate that before the committee kind of takes it on their own to meet. And then just to monitor the progress, adjust priorities, and like I said, as new projects come about and opportunities or funding or, different types of properties that the county would like to do, to incorporate those into the plan since it is a livable document. That's all that I have. With the update, I do have my contact information on the sheet for you all, so if you may have any questions. If not, that's it.
We do have, we can get hard copies of this whole plan at the office there.
Yeah, and we're also working on being available online also.
So it's amazing how far that plan has come since the first meetings right after the flood. That is truly, it is a living document. And from documenting what the communities went through right up to some projects we've already got done, as Eunice mentioned, the cottages and the buyout and that's just one part of this long-term recovery that we're heading down the road with. And
thank you all.
anybody got any questions of Eunice, sir?
Thank you.
We do appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, going to item 12. Set the tax rates for 2025. I think we've got those.
Handout for you all. This is just a copy of last year's rates.
Okay.
Because a lot of times you want to look and see what were they last year.
Previously, yeah.
The good news is that, do you want one of these, Angie? I mean, this, I don't know if but you can see that the rates are going down, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing in your packet is that first set of papers is all the county information, and we've got you all have to actually approve these tax rates as a board for the county. The other, you just have to accept so they can go on our tax bill. But the first sheet, let's see, the third page back, about 3/4 of the way down there, it shows the county's compensating rate at 20.40%. And the way they figure that is, so we'll collect about the same amount in property taxes, and that is on that $1,103,644. That's if everybody pays. So it's, yeah, that's if everybody pays, that's what you will receive.
Right.
So you can see they adjusted the county's real property rate to 20.40, and it was 21.60 last year. So it's
Good.
down,
Good.
and that's a good thing. I was so worried that after the big flood and all these buyouts, that those assessments were going to go down so drastically that we would have to see what to do about the tax rates. So far that's holding out. So of course, this is our documentation from the Department for Local Government. They do all the calculating down there. And you'll see in those sheets, the very last sheet is our property assessment. So that's, was sent to them by our PDA's office. So that's how they determine, that's how they calculate. So for this year, if you guys are going to approve this rate, it will be, for the county, real property 20.40, personal property 20.40, and motor vehicles 13.70, and that's the same thing that it's been every year since I've worked for the county. That motor vehicle and watercraft has never changed. So that would be the first thing you all would have to vote on.
And the vote would be to approve those taxes,
Yes,
which is at a lesser rate than
yes,
Yeah,
previous year.
I'm surprised it's at a lesser rate.
me too, but thankful.
It's awesome. I make a motion, you need a motion on that one?
Yeah.
I make a motion on the, accepting the Letcher County tax rates for 2025, personal property tax rate of 20.40.
That we're approving those tax rates.
And we are approving those taxes, yes.
Do we have a second?
I'm thinking it.
Call the roll, Angie.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Teddy?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. We'll go over the next ones.
This is one thing I don't ever remember. Can you all accept these all together, or do we have to do them one at a time? I swear I never remember that. We did one at a time? All of it. All at one time?
All at once, I
Okay.
think.
All right. So the second packet back is soil conservation. And they're doing theirs a little differently this year, but you'll see there, and on the first page, toward the top, where it says, tangible real rate and personal property, or well, they only have real rate only, the 0.032, so that would be 3.20 for soil conservation. The next sheet back is Jenkins Independent Schools. Well, I should say too that the soil conservation is the same rate. Jenkins Independent Schools has gone down some. Their real rate will be 86.0, personal 90.5, and motor vehicle, watercraft, and aircraft 69.0. The Board of Health we did at the July meeting, so we can skip over that. Okay, the next one is the library district. The real property for the library district is 11.80. Personal property 15.23, and motor vehicle and watercraft 5.23. And those rates have gone down too. Okay, the next rate is the public schools. They've gone down as well. Well, no, they haven't. 25, 24, yes, they have gone down. Real property 68.0, tangible 68.0, and motor vehicle 49.6. And the last is the extension Looks like theirs are the same. Real property, 19, personal property, 30, and motor vehicle, 3.
We have a motion that these were presented and accepted by the court.
I'll make that motion.
Do you have a second?
I'll say,
I'll roll into.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Teddy?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. And it is commendable that those either stayed the same or in some cases went down. It's always a question. Item 13, approved resolution for the Mack truck agreement. This is the agreement that we do on the leasing program of the Mack truck. That's what, every 18 months? That's how it is, DJ. It's coming up for renewal. I talked with the folks at Worldwide, and they've got our truck over there, and they're fitting it with a bed and stuff now. So we're just trying to get ahead of that project that once they're ready, that we'll be able to exchange out. You want to read that?
What's the title number you got on? I want to make sure I have the right one. Is it 2025-28?
Yes.
Resolution, now therefore be it resolved by the fiscal court of the county of Letcher, Kentucky as follows. Section 1, recitals and authorizations. The lessee hereby approves the lease agreement and all collateral documents to the extent defined and identified in the lease, each in substantially the form presented to this governing body. It is hereby found and determined that the project identified in the lease is public property to be used for public purposes. It is further determined that it is necessary and desirable and in the best interest of the lessee to enter into the lease for the purposes therein specified, and the execution and delivery of the lease and all representations, certifications, and other matters contained in the closing memorandum with respect to the lease, or as may be required by the lessor prior to the delivery of the lease, are hereby approved, ratified, and confirmed. The judge, executive, and fiscal court clerk of the lessee are hereby authorized to execute the lease, together with such other agreements or certifications which may be necessary to accomplish the transaction contemplated by the lease. Section 2, administration of the lease. The Kentucky Association of Counties Leasing Trust is hereby acknowledged to be the program administrator under the lease. Section 4, this governing body hereby finds and determines that all formal actions relative to the adoption of this resolution were taken in an open meeting of this governing body, and that all deliberations of this governing body and of its committees, if any, which resulted in formal action, were in meetings open to the public in full compliance with applicable legal requirements. Section 5, conflicts. All ordinance resolutions, orders, parts thereof, in conflict with the provisions of this resolution are, to the extent of such conflict, hereby repealed, and the provisions of this resolution prevail and be given effect. Jackson didn't have that marked. Is that in the lease in front of you, Judge? Section 5. Do you have a section on conflict on page 2?
I don't.
I think that, just strike that from the record, strike section 5 and 4, subsection 6, excuse me. Then effective date, this resolution shall take effect from and after its passage and publication of the summary thereof as provided by law.
We have a motion on the lease of the Mack truck.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. What's that, DJ?
Michael, were you asking if Section 5 conflicts was on our copy?
Yes, is that in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's on the copy of this.
Okay,
Let
okay.
me go back and read that then. Just to add to section 5, conflicts, all ordinance resolutions or orders or parts thereof in conflict with the provisions of this resolution are, to the extent of such conflict, hereby repealed, and the provisions of this resolution shall prevail and be given effect. And that was section 5. So I actually didn't read that into the minutes. I apologize.
Okay. Any other questions or motion? Yes, we've got a motion.
Yeah, made the motion, Chetty second.
Call the roll.
Chetty?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Judge Adams?
Yes. And that option, I think, is in December. And as it states with that lease, that the demand for those trucks is pretty high, so we usually, we don't lose any money on that being part of that lease.
I think we've always made money on it, actually.
Yeah. We don't have any maintenance on that truck, so it's a good deal for us. Item 14, we need to go into executive session for a personnel discussion. I have a motion to go into executive session.
I make it.
You have a second?
A second, 11:10.
11:10. Call the roll. Angie?
Deb? Yes. Chetty?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes, and we'll be just a minute. If y'all don't mind stepping out. Executive session.
I'll make the motion.
We have a second.
A second. 11:15.
11:15? Yeah, it's quick. Call the roll, Angie.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Chetty?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. We had a discussion on Jeffrey Ambergy, who was the dog warden for the county. He's got some issues that inhibits him working for the county at this time, so we just need a motion to terminate.
Nothing bad against him.
Nothing bad against him or anything, it's just he's been off work for 6 months or so, and we just need, by our policy, we just need to terminate his employment. We have a motion to effect to that.
I'd like to say he's done a great job for us while he hasn't worked for us.
Yeah, for sure.
But I make that motion that we accept this
Termination.
termination.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Call the roll, Angie.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Chetty?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Item 15, the approval of a Letcher County Fiscal Court housing account. You want to talk about that, DJ?
Yes, Fahey, we're getting $17 million, is that right?
17, it's on that.
17 million and something, for and it's gonna be specifically for housing, and I don't think that needs to be mishmashed with anything else in any of our other accounts. So I'm asking that we set up a new bank account called Letcher County Fiscal Court Housing Account. That way we can keep all the money in that, and it will be much more clear that way.
I was kind of wondering who was overseeing that 17, so that's great. That way we can keep up with her. Yeah.
I make the motion that we let DJ sit there and count it.
I second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Chetty?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. And that just makes it more transparent on that money coming in and dispersing that without it being intermingled with any other funds. Item 16, the second reading of and approval of budget amendment number 1.
And this is an ordinance relating to fiscal year 25-26 annual budget and amendment thereof. Whereas the Letcher County Fiscal Court has realized unbudgeted receipts from the following funds, be it ordained by the Letcher County Fiscal Court of the Commonwealth of Kentucky that receipts will be increased in general fund $294,749.70 Road fund, $7,476,038.57. Jail fund, $97,412.90. LGEA, $874,935.51. EK Safe, $1,757,966.18. Forestry, $6,660.20. Flood loan, $17,996.25. Marlowe account, $11.28. ABC, $3,745.84. Grant account, $4,869,707.29. Clerk, storage fees, $18,380.19. Disaster, $24.02. The ARPA account, $157,442.82. City of Blackie, $39.19. The local assistance account, $71.96. The opioid fund, $151,898.92. And the buyout fund, $71,574.73. It also increases each of those funds by those same amounts. The total for the amended appropriations and receipt is $15,798,655.55. It was approved by the Letcher County Fiscal Court on the 18th day of August, 2025, and signed by Judge Executive Terry Adams, and it was approved as to form and classification on the 20th day of August, 2025 by Robert O. Brown, the State Local Finance Officer.
We have a motion on the second reading and approval of budget amendment number 1.
I'll make a motion to approve the amendment.
Is there a second?
I second.
Call vote, Angie.
Teddy,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Judge Adams.
Yes. Item 17, the treasurer's report.
General fund had beginning balance of $122,817.90. Revenue received $274,307.34. Transferred in $250,000. Dispersed $381,905.51. Ending cash balance is $265,219.73. Road Bridge Fund beginning balance $9,245,330.65. Revenue received $1,320,275.02. Dispersed $712,539.22. Transferred out $1.8 million. Ending cash balance is $8,053,066.45. Jail fund beginning balance $126,140.86. Revenue received $42,463.39. Dispersed $145,734.89. Ending cash balance is $22,869.36. The LGEA fund beginning balance is $1,222,897.23. Revenue received $7,345.87. Dispersed $124,202.01. Transferred out $250,000. Cash balance is $856,041.09. The forestry fund beginning and ending balance is $6,660.20 with no revenue received and no disbursements. The horse trail CD is $40,000. The ARPA account beginning balance $257,475.62. Revenue received $32.80. No disbursements. Ending cash balance is $257,508.42. The Police Memorial Fund beginning balance is $2,605. No receipts. One disbursement of $2,500. Ending cash balance is $105. The Mark Van Bates Tourism Fund, beginning and ending balance is $7,380.75 with no disbursements and no revenue. The Marlow Water account, beginning and ending balance $11.28, no revenue, no disbursements. The flood loan account, beginning balance $23,001.63, revenue received of $489, no disbursements, ending cash balance is $23,006.52. The county court clerk storage fee, beginning balance $20,074.14, revenue received of $2,454.47, no disbursements, ending cash balance is $22,528.61. The disaster relief fund, beginning balance $12,226.62, revenue received $2.59, no disbursements, any cash balance is $12,229.21. City of Blackie fund, beginning balance $53,650.58, revenue received $11.39, no disbursements, any cash balance is $53,661.97. The EK Safe beginning balance is $1,747,915.47. Revenue received $318.84. Transfer in $1.8 billion. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $3,548,234.31. The local assistance account beginning balance $100,284.74. Revenue received $12.77. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $100,297.51. National Opioid Fund at beginning balance of $451,956.55. Revenue received $115,193.18. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $567,149.73. The buyout fund beginning balance is $585,449.97. Revenue received $825,818.62. Disbursements $274,973.40. Ending cash balance is $1,136,295.19. The grant fund had a beginning balance of $4,658,967.92. Revenue received $597.06. Disbursements $83,545. Any cash balance is $4,576,19.98. And the ABC account beginning balance is $5,756.49. Revenue received $3,027.54. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $8,884.03. The next page is a recap of your bank balances, and then the sanitation, rec center, and tourism report.
Any questions on the treasurer's report? Move on to the transfers.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Transfer number one, transfer from LGBA to the jail fund, $100,000. Transfer from the road fund to the grant fund. This is money that we have documented, and we are moving it out of road fund into that grant fund for the recreation center bowling alley project, which is going to be different projects on bowling alley, but that's going to be $262,644.13, and then transfer from EK Safe to the grant fund for the same project that we received funds for is $39,245.68.
A motion on the transfers.
I'll make a motion.
Give a second.
Second.
I'll roll, ain't you?
Dan? Yes. Jenny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Move on to the bills. Anybody got any questions on the register? Reason not to pay one.
Looking over this rec center sheet, the sponsorship sign. Nobody ain't collected no money on them all year. None. Somebody needs to get on that and get collected on them.
I don't think that I don't think anybody has collected on them since they were placed up there.
I know from January to now, nobody's got it.
No, we haven't. You're right.
And the sponsorship signs.
I've sent out letters. I've sent out letters to Pepsi and ARH, and so far they're looking.
They take them down if they ain't gonna pay.
Probably have to paint over ARH's, like that, like physically on the wall.
Let's reach back out to them. In the smaller signs too. I think Seth has made a list on, and he is working on contacting them, but
Yeah, he needs to keep a record of it.
Last I heard from Ellen at the hospital, she said she was checking with her people. And, oh, she's on it.
Oh,
they've got a new
Because
administrator.
I've emailed her again and said, what did your people say?
We'll reach out to the new
Who
administrator.
looks up their name?
I don't know the lady, do you?
It's a gentleman. Yep.
Don't know his name though.
Can't think of his name, but we'll reach back out to him.
Okay.
Get a new contact. We'll move into public comment. Barb, did you have something else?
I don't really, you would go into that, but I guess the main thing I wanted to know now is our next step as far as the lease, where to find the papers of what we need to do.
If you've got time there after the court meeting, we can get all that signed, can't we, Angie?
It's gotta be corrected.
Oh, but it's got some corrections to make on it. We can get those corrections made, and I'll sign my part, and Chetty can bring his in.
Okay, that'll work.
Bring it down to you.
And again, we want to thank you for working with us and giving us the opportunity to grow the lower end of our county.
Yep.
Thank you all for taking it on.
Yeah, it's a big project, for sure.
So that, yeah, I'll give it to you, Jay. Actually, I want to talk to you about a possible home in Blackie. I don't know what we could do, but there's I think it's one of the FEMA ones, I'm not sure, but I want to ask you about it, and see what we can do about it. A few things for the center down there.
That's already been turned over to contractors, ain't it?
Do you know?
Yes. The buyout property, yeah, it has. Yeah.
That one, Dixon home. Before we leave? Okay, thank you.
Thank you all. We'll move on to old business. Anybody got any old business?
I do. Edwin Bentley reached out to me about, he is one of the coaches at the Little League field across from the hospital, and they are trying to get the field ready. He and the parents are, and there's quite a bit of work. There's some graffiti on the press boxes that they're trying to get paint for from the school to paint them, and the parents do a lot of the work up there, but there is an attachment that goes on a skid steer that they want to know if the county can help them rent that attachment. It's $136 for one day. That one of the parents is going to provide the skid steer and the gas and do the labor if we could pay the rent for that attachment.
You just need it for a day.
Per day. And I said, is there a possibility that he said, the man said that he could work and get it done in one day.
So what kind of attachment is it?
It is something that separates rocks from dirt. I don't know. They want to pick the rock up, leave the dirt behind. He sent me a picture of it.
So
It's called a...
Just work in the field.
That's right. That's right, yes. So I didn't know if with that amount, if you need more than one estimate, but the total was $136.89.
That's the Little League or the grade school?
That's the,
Plattsburgh Elementary, or is it the Little League?
I don't know, I don't know what he does. I think it's Little League because I spoke to some other people about it and I think it's Little League. It's actually what Casey Kincaid does and...
Casey's over.
Little
It's Little League, yes. So that's what it is like.
And that's just renting that piece?
That's just
for
renting, yes, for one day.
Yeah.
I should have made more copies, but that's what I got right there.
Yeah.
That's just it's not an invoice, it's just an estimate.
Yeah, we can do that because it's just it's a rental.
So what happens after that, Judge Adams? Does he get an invoice and give it,
He get an invoice and we reimburse him for that.
reimburse him?
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
Once it's done and turned back, they don't necessarily have to pay that invoice, DJ. Is that correct? On a rental, the Little League there at Ernest Cook Park, they want to rent a piece of equipment to work on the field with.
From the hospital.
They want to rent equipment from the county.
No. They want to rent from Southwest Tube Rental and work on their field, $136 one day. If they get an invoice from that, they don't have to pay it. We can just put it on our docket, right?
Yes.
So that,
We actually don't have that equipment, DJ, can
But at the same time, it has to be invoiced to the county. We have to issue a PO and all that stuff, so they can't necessarily just turn us over an invoice made out to, John Doe.
from the rental company.
Right.
So the rental will have to lease
They
to the county.
have to invoice it to us,
Okay.
So we can do that, just
and we have to
coordinate
issue a
that.
PO.
Call Stacy at the office whenever they get ready to do
Because
that.
like, if it's a vendor that we've never done business with before, we've got to have a W-9 and, all that stuff.
Just tell Edwin to coordinate that with Stacy at the office, and we would actually be doing the rental of it.
It would be through the county, not
Yes.
Edwin.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Are you like between things right now?
Pardon?
Are you between things right now?
Yes.
Okay. But here's that lease.
Oh, for the
Kimball Springs, yeah. The changes have been made. What about the fill in the blanks, Michael?
They were not applicable, it was just $0.
Okay,
It was just
good
if
deal.
they wanted a deposit, and then the county won't be providing any utilities.
Okay, so is that good to go ahead and sign? Okay.
You got anything else, Will?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I know a lot of folks on the lower end is worried about the ambulance situation, and I know you've had conversations, and you've been told that they're working on it, right?
Yes.
So hopefully they can get something worked out and get something on the lower end.
As soon as Neon Fire and Rescue gets more personnel hired, their plan is to put an ambulance at the Letcher Fire Department site. He's having trouble finding personnel to operate the ambulances, so if anybody out there is looking for a job in that field and qualified, can get up with Carter at Neon.
That was gonna be one of my questions too. I get a lot of calls on that, even though I'm not down there.
I do too.
They, and Neon is operating out of Whitesburg and Neon right now. They're looking to put a crew down there just as soon as they got more employees.
And we know it, the dying trade, everywhere we go, they just can't get any of us workers. You know, pay is the big thing on that too. You can go to Knott County, it's $6-7 an hour more than it is in Letcher County. They're losing a lot of their workforce here going just across the border. I understand they want to get some full insurance, all these other companies don't. They've got full health insurance. But then,
I think they got deal and all. I believe.
only thing about insurance don't feed you though. Yeah.
Anything else, Chief? Okay.
I just want to mention that the state has paved Highway 931 South, and it was very much needed.
Very much.
And we appreciate it. It was really terrible, and I do appreciate them getting to that before winter. And I think that's all.
Where do you get that phone number from? I need it. Did you do it all the way, Jack? They skipped the worst part of it last time I was down through there.
They still haven't finished.
Right there around Jimbo's body shop?
Yeah,
straight
right
away.
at Jimbo.
Whoa.
It's still bad there, right at the community center.
Yeah, I guess that's the second phase or whatever, but they said they were going all the way. I guess 580, is that 160?
160.
Yeah.
I think they've already done that side Cam Mountain to the top.
It was bad too.
Paving projects is always a struggle. I know Mountain Enterprise is doing the state work right now. You know, they've got projects that's held up for a couple of years of our projects that they've not got to. Our flood projects, we have, you know, we voted to go with another contractor on that, and it seems that that's the same problem too. So paving is a struggle when I guess there's so many state projects, it demands all the resources, it would seem, but it's kind of aggravating after 2 years or more on projects that we've got in the county that's local projects that we can't get done. And I've pushed them, I've done a lot of conversations with Mountain Enterprises all the way up the ladder, and it still seems, I mean, I know our projects are small when they're working the bigger roads, you know, 15 and the federal highways and all, but
you let them get low on work and see if they can ring your phone off the hook.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of, here I look and see Enterprise doing the paving, and here we're needing paving, and have been needed it for a while. I also wanted to mention it was sad that the general store has closed over on Pine Mountain, and I think the Judge has met with the previous owners maybe, and we're hoping that somebody will come along and hopefully want to put something in there that's really going to help the community.
That'd be a good project, Jack.
It will.
You could open them about 11.
Hey, quit at 12:30.
Have you had a conversation with Mountain lately?
I reached out to them last week. Still no reply. But we'll keep working at it. Like Jack said, the general store is currently closed. And we're looking to maybe get somebody to lease that and be back in there. And that store is an asset to that side of the hill and to the community, and the tourism-based projects too that comes out of it is it's huge for the county.
Hopefully somebody will pick it up and it'll help the community and help everybody.
Yep.
And so I messaged Scott Maiden, the senator, just about the, I feel like neglect, I don't know if that's the right word to say, of the ditches along the state highway. I've got one of them hanging that a culvert that runs under state highway that I just about, I just called and talked about. If you all have never had any deals with him, he is very approachable, and he absolutely, if you email him, he will email you back.
Yeah.
So he even forwarded the email to Margaret Holbrook, I think is her name.
Mary.
Holbrook. And she emailed back and said state ditching should have started back last month. And I'm hoping that even though we're county officials, we get a lot of, questions about why the state highway looks the way it does, that we don't have control over. We can advocate for it anyway. But he is a very approachable person, and he will get back with you and keep in contact with you. He does a good job.
He does, yep.
We have one on Sand Lake. It's been pretty bad for 2 years out there at Rhodey Lane. They need to get on that one. It's
There's
really
one on
bad.
my side, you can drive on the guardrail and fall in and you lose your car.
Great.
They do have some definite culvert issues.
I was down at Calvary College Saturday at Antique Show. Gwen Rollins and they had one down there. And she said that they was, at one time, was part of the Letcher County tourism down that way on Antique Alley and all that, and was supposed to got a sign put up and said they just kind of put her to the side and she was wondering maybe what happened.
Where's the sign supposed to go?
Somehow I'm saving to there, because she's got her little shop and the next one I'm down there and
That would probably be the state, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Still on the state road?
the last conversation I had with that project, they was trying to find a place to locate that sign.
And she said too, we need to promote the Calvary College some more too. They rent rooms. I didn't know that. They got rooms, B&B. That's a real nice place down there.
Well,
They do a lot there.
Yeah.
that's a beautiful place down there. It really is. It seemed like I remember them still, they were looking for put the sign back away, but they could not locate the exact place they wanted to put that sign for them.
Who would that be?
That's been a while back, hasn't it?
I know there was one there at Isom.
That's what I thought, at the Isom intersection there. Is it?
There. That's at the intersection, I think is where the sign was. But I'll get Lee to reach out to her.
And we turn it down there?
We got up, she said, I ain't going. I said, yeah, you love it. I ain't buying nothing. They got there and I was talking to her again, and here she was, give me this.
They got anything else? For a motion to adjourn.
I make it.
Second. Call the roll, Angie.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Chetty?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Judge Jack?
Yes. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.